A pair of stunts by Democrats today seem to answer the question, do they really care about the so-called dreamers? First, Congressman Luis Gutierrez used a dreamer, in my view, as a prop on CNN to attack the president.
It's really a sad situation because he was supposed to be the adult in the room.
I heard a bully, someone that is picking on people that are afraid, that are scared, that are younger than him and smaller than him.
Then Nancy Pelosi used DACA as an excuse for an 8-hour pseudo-filibuster to stall a budget deal today. Some things we didn't hear her address, let me think, MS-13, rapes, robberies, heroin rings, child abuse stabbings, drunk driving fatalities. Oh, no. But she did find time today to preach.
To minister to the needs of God's creation, and we're all God's creation, is an act of worship. To ignore those needs is to dishonor the God who made us.
Thank you, Pastor Nancy. Let's discuss this with Monica Crowley in New York. She's a senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research. And here in Washington is Ali Noorani, executive director of the National Immigration Forum. All right, Ali, I have to give Nancy Pelosi credit. She's up there for 8 hours. You know, she's not, 40. And she's up there for 8 hours on 4-inch heels. And she's going for it. And you get all the women behind her, Sheila Jackson Lee. So no one nodded off, which was amazing. But she's up there and she's doing her thing. But my question is, has Nancy Pelosi ever done something remotely like this for any victims of illegal immigrant crime? I don't believe she ever mentioned Kate Steinle's name in her district, who was murdered by an illegal immigrant. And I don't believe she's ever addressed the issue of gangs in Oakland or any other part of California, LA, her state. And yet 8 hours for the so-called dreamers.
You know, the amazing part about today was not only Nancy Pelosi standing up for 7 hours making the case for dreamers, but also on the Senate side, you had Senator James Langford joining independent senator from Maine, Angus King, calling for a bipartisan solution. The thing here, Laura, is that President Trump has the opportunity to make the deal of a lifetime. He can get a win. He can be the one standing up, giving that victory speech. He can even have a parade where dreamers are walking by and saying, Mr. President, thank you for protecting us, and thank you for protecting our border.
Could we put the dreamers in the military parade? That would be fun.
You know what?
They could actually ride on top of the missiles down Pennsylvania Avenue. I'd come to that parade and fly every flag known to humanity.
Amazing part about that is that 900
that would actually be fun.
900 DACA recipients have enlisted or have applied to enlist in the Army. That's an amazing number. People who are...
Guess what? In my view, they'd all get a pass right into citizenship. Monica, let's go to you on this, because Nancy Pelosi does have stamina. You got to hand it to her. She wants that gavel back in her hand in November. She wants that gavel, or in January of next year. They want to take back the House. The Dreamers, the Latino coalition, they're a key part for the Democrats to take back the House of Representatives. I think it was much about that as anything else today.
Yes, absolutely. Although the Democrats are constantly putting non-citizens ahead of American citizens, which is not exactly a political winner. Look, Laura, you either have a country that's based on the rule of law or you don't. And the Democrats don't much care about the rule of law because their goal is to legalize as many of these people as possible, not because they care about them, but because their primary objective is to create a permanent Democrat voting majority. So while the left is very effective, as Nancy Pelosi was today, in casting their views and their policies and their approaches in emotional, three-hanky kind of ways, and then using the echo chamber of the left-wing media to portray them that way, the American people understand here what this is all about, and they know. And stunts like this, like Gutierrez and Pelosi, this is the same old routine. And you know what, Laura? It doesn't have the same traction as it used to, because popular sentiment is actually with President Trump on this, including many in the Democratic base who want better jobs and better wages without the drag on those things from illegal immigration.
Well, 1.8 million dreamers, DACA recipients, were going to get amnesty. That was on the table. And Trump said, okay, we got to end this chain migration because that's exploding immigration. We got to end the visa lottery. The Democrats did not want to give him a win on that. He did have a win on that. And the Democrats had an opportunity. They cared about the dreamers. 1.8 8 million would have gotten amnesty. Now they're going to get nothing.
And the amazing part about it is that President Trump also had a great deal in his hands in that Senator Schumer was willing to give him $25 billion for a wall.
But that no chain migration. That was the rub.
That's the deal that the president wanted.
But then he gave him more. He gave him $1 million more amnesty. He upped it to him 1.8.
How many more billions of dollars do we want on the border?
Well, I think in the end, we'll see how this works out in November. But this is a political power play for Pelosi, and she's pretty smart at how she does it. Thank you both. Great segment. And by